Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, a popular destination for boating, fishing, and beach life. In fact, on an average weekend, more than 1,000 boaters and jet skiers traverse the narrow intercoastal waterways. But this is not an average weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, one of the busiest weekends of the year. And the Coast Guard small boat station at Wrightsville Beach, with a crew of 27 coasties, one 41-foot patrol boat, and 2 rigid hull inflatables, or RHIs, is prepared for the onslaught. Though they occasionally participate in dramatic rescues at sea, the real heroism comes on a daily basis. One emergency after another keeps them busy from sunrise to long after sunset. They expect this weekend to be especially trying. Sure enough, the early morning calm is shaken by the SAR alarm. The 60-foot tour boat, the Flapjack, is taking on water. A 41-footer is sent in to assist.
Station 551, be advised, we are on scene with the Flapjack and the Tito vessel.
Since the captain cannot find the source of the leak, he runs the vessel aground to keep it from sinking.
Break, auxiliary 551, this is Coast Guard 41425, channel 22.
Coast Guard 425, this is auxiliary 551, go ahead.
551, 425, roger. I need you to come alongside, pick up my engineer, take him over to the Flapjack and put him on board. I don't believe I'm going to be able to get over there due to the depth of water, over.
425, this is 551, roger, we'll come alongside, take the engineer on board.
Cito and the Coast Guard Auxiliary are already on scene. The 41-footer sends their engineer to the Flapjack to assess the damage.
Who's the captain of the boat?
I am.
You found the source of flooding yet?
No, we haven't. Sure have not. You get the water out of it.
Where's it?
It's recovering now.
Where does it look like it's coming from? Can you set that over there somewhere? Yeah.
In a matter of minutes, the Coast Guard engineer finds the source of the leak.
425 engineer Roger found the source of flooding. It's approximately amidships right inside the cabin. Seems to be coming from a missing boat hole.
The crew of the 41-foot patrol boat readies a plug kit and passes it off to a civilian on a skiff who has offered to help. Once they transfer the plug kit, the engineer quickly plugs the hole. But even with the hole plugged, water is still pouring in.
Found another source of flooding. It's underneath the starboard engine on one of the beams. It looks like the wood. The master states that they hit a submerged object, they failed it. And it looks like it's slowly coming in also from a cracked beam.
That one hole, I reduced the water flow, is very minimal coming out of there. Okay. Now, and I'll monitor it. That one crack in the rib, that long crack, stuffed a rag in there. Okay. It's shoved in there so the water flows is reduced. Okay. I couldn't tell you how much is coming in or nothing like that, but. All right. Running, they do have a pump on board running. What we're going to do is escort them to Carolina Inlet Marine and make sure they do not have any problems between here and there. Over. We're just going to escort you in there.
The Coast Guard escorts the Flapjack safely back to the marina, where it's put on a lift, awaiting repair. As the Memorial Day weekend continues at Station Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, the weather takes a turn for the worse.
There's a light blue sailboat in Banks Channel about to collide with the Causeway Bridge. He said you need to get out there now. He said it's about to collide. Rip. And he hung up.
21-foot boat crew, there's the watch.
Strong winds have broken a sailing vessel from its mooring, and it's drifting recklessly toward a bridge. When the crew of the RHI arrives on scene, they find some unexpected heroes.
Well, they found the boat, and I saw it coming, so I ran and found some rope, and well, we just tied it up here, waiting for the owner to come along. That's all. That's about it.
It's pretty exciting, huh?
Yeah. We thought it was a gift from somebody or something. We thought it was a gift from God.
With the current conditions and everything out in the waterway, there's no way this probably would have held.
Full speed ahead. Bye.
Now, as the last day of the weekend draws to a close, the Coast Guard receives several calls that emergency flares have been sighted off the coast. They immediately alert vessels in the area.
Hello, all stations. This is United States Coast Guard Station, Wrightsville Beach, Coast Guard UMIB. Reporting 2 red flares falling from south to north off Carolina Beach Inlet.
Flare sightings are common and often frustrating. They can be a signal that something is seriously wrong, such as a vessel in distress, and they can be as simple as people playing with fireworks or someone actually setting off a flare, but just for fun. The Coast Guard must assume the worst.
What we have is a reporting of 3 red flares, approximately a half mile off the beach. 2 reporting sources on the intercoastal waterway, and the 82-footer offshore also saw it as well. So we're going out there and investigate. So far we've got reporting of 4 flares that we've seen. So I hope nobody's in the water or anything, but we're going to check it out.
Start working your way south, and if a half mile off the beach is safe navigation for the 14.
The Coast Guard takes flare sightings very seriously. The vessels searched for 5 hours following a very specific search pattern. The entire targeted area is covered, but nothing is found.
We're running about a half mile off the beach. Point ward's about 4 miles. Offshore, we've covered this area pretty much really well with negative sightings. The ward's covered offshore really well with the triangulation we got from the reporting sources, plus the ward actually seeing the flare. If they were out here, we would have found them by now.
We search a lot more than we rescue. Sometimes we do rescue, but a lot of times it's false alarms, people playing around with flares on the beach, on boats, etc. think it's funny. Just wasting the taxpayers' money is what it's doing. But we can't let it go where that's a false alarm. We always got to check it out. So, but there are a lot of times we do pull people out of the water. We do find people. But every time we do give it 100% to try to find the person.
Memorial Day weekend ends on a familiar note. Though the Coast Guard rescues hundreds of lives each year, when it comes to flare sightings, they do a lot more searching than rescuing. It's all part of the job.